Is PCP rifle the ultimate weapon for zombie apocalypse? Is it cure to male loneliness? Should you use one when cheap hit the fan? Today we will discuss if air rifles and pneumatic rifles are any good for zombie apocalypse and SHTF. First, let me tell you two stories about lethality of air rifle. The first one is from a friend of mine who got shot in the chest with a 22 caliber air rifle. The shooter was his little brother, who didn't know about gun safety. The wound got infected, but he didn't go to hospital because he thought the wound wasn't serious and thought that going to hospital for this type of wound would complicate the situation, as nurses would call the cops due to the so-called bullet wound. Unfortunately, he passed away. Just kidding, the antibiotics and proper wound care helped him. He recovered completely. The pellet hit him about 3 inches below his heart, entering at a 45-degree angle and exiting his body. The second story is about a woman in Florida who shot her husband in the chest with a 177 caliber air rifle. Unfortunately, he didn't survive, but this doesn't mean an air rifle is effective against zombies or aggressive intruders. Sure, it might take down a human target if it's shot point blank at eye socket, but that's unlikely in 99.99% of cases. Also, reloading an air rifle isn't fast, so you don't get follow-up shots. Therefore, air guns are proven to not be a viable choice. But what about PCP rifles? PCP stands for pre-charged pneumatic rifle. They're essentially air rifles powered by compressed air capsules. PCP rifles can vary widely in power, from models that are basically glorified spring-powered air rifles to ones that are even stronger than high-powered cartridges like 300 Win Mag. For a PCP rifle to be effective against a zombie, it should produce at least 350 foot-pounds of energy. This is the amount the FBI consider necessary for self-defense and combat. This is also the amount of power that a 9mm pistol generates. But there are many records of people being shot multiple times with this level of power who not only survived and kept fighting, but sometimes even managed to neutralize the shooter and recover from their injuries. So you shouldn't rely on claims that a PCP rifle with 100 foot-pounds of energy and a 30 caliber heavy projectile is enough to neutralize a human-sized target. It isn't, as that's only about half the power of a 22 long rifle bullet. Sure, if you shoot a vital area at point-blank range, it could be effective, but that's not how real fights, heck, even fictional fights happens. The 350 foot-pounds of energy is powerful enough to pierce the skull and ribs, so it would be lethal if you aim for the head or torso. However, there's a bunch of problems with this type of PCP rifles, but before getting to that, please smash that subscribe button if you're enjoying the video so far. The problems with powerful PCP rifles are: 1. They are regulated or banned in most parts of the world. 2. If they're that powerful, they probably shoot the projectile at supersonic speed, which causes sonic boom and make them almost as loud as firearm. 3. PCP rifles with this level of power generally have a lower shot, since stronger shots require more air. To prevent system from going supersonic, you need to use a heavier projectile, which will provide enough power to neutralize the target while remaining subsonic. For example, a system that can shoot a 250 grain projectile at 900 feet per second is similar to a subsonic 45 ACP bullet. PCPs generally don't offer many powerful shots, especially in higher powered models, which usually have fewer than 10 shots before needing a refill. However, some models like Wintag S45 offers around 30 shots. To refill them, you'll need a pump, which is pain in the anus to refill with.
200. We're so close, guys. Woo! Let's see. There we go. 200. Ah, 200.
Or a compressor, which needs electricity, or a scuba tank, which is heavy and when empty also needs a refill. Another problem is maintenance. PCP rifles require specific care, and you need silicone-based lubricant since other types of lubes might damage them. Also, you can't keep them at high pressure at all times, as this will damage the system over time, so you can't keep them ready to shoot at maximum potential continuously. You could use a pump action, lever action, or a bolt action PCP PCP instead of a semi-auto one, as they need less maintenance due to their simpler system, but they're harder to use in a stressful situation, especially bolt action ones. They're also somewhat fragile, and you need to handle them with care, or you risk damaging a vital component that would render your PCP rifle inoperable. Using them in high humidity environment will also reduce their lifespan, because humidity will corrode aluminum parts over time. Additionally, some of their rubber and synthetic parts degrade over time too. Even if you find replacement, these parts have shelf lives, and after they expire, they become unusable. Best possible scenario, a PCP will work for 10 to 15 years. Many people consider producing pellets and slugs for them, using molds and scavenging lead from car parts or fishing weights, though some companies recommend only using standard factory-made pellets and slugs. But if you're skilled at making them, you likely won't have any problems. Another consideration is their size. Imagine carrying a bulky 7-pound PCP that is as powerful as a compact 2-pound 45 caliber pistol. Yes, there are PCPs powerful enough to take down grizzly bears and moose at 100 yards, but first, they're not cheap. You could buy a firearm for that price. Second, they're heavy. Third, they're very large. For example, the Air Force Texan is almost 125 centimeters long, which for Americans is about length of a 9 average-sized penis in America. PCPs could be viable options for zombie apocalypse, but they're certainly not ultimate choice. For people living in places where firearms are restricted or banned, PCP rifles can be better than nothing, if they produce at least 100 foot-pounds of energy. If you're looking to get a PCP rifle, I'd recommend models from Bintac and AEA. Personally, I'd rather have a pistol than a PCP, or at least have both of them. But tell me what you think about this topic. Which one is better, and what did I miss in the video? Thanks for watching.